Procrastination is a challenge we all face, and it often holds us back from reaching our full potential. Stoic philosophy offers timeless strategies to overcome it by focusing on discipline, action, and mental resilience. By adopting a Stoic approach, we can train our minds to push past hesitation, prioritize what truly matters, and tackle life's goals without delay. Here are 10 powerful Stoic-inspired tips to conquer procrastination. The power of now. Act before the mind drifts. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. Procrastination often finds its strongest foothold in hesitation. The second you hesitate, your mind starts drifting, tempted by endless distractions. In Stoicism, delaying action is seen as wasted potential, a slow surrender to the fleeting nature of time. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that life's preciousness lies in its uncertainty, in the possibility that we may not get another chance. So, how do you combat this? Seize the task the moment it enters your mind. This immediate commitment can be as small as jotting down an idea or starting the first step. By doing so, you reinforce a habit of action. Imagine your day like a chain of irreplaceable moments, each moment a stepping stone to something more significant. Procrastination breaks that chain, scattering precious stones and causing us to stumble off the path. The Stoics taught that our present moment is where life happens, not in some idealized future that we imagine we'll have when conditions are just right. Waiting for inspiration, for the perfect moment, is a trap that lures us into endless delay. Instead, recognize that the only perfect moment is the one right in front of you. Starting right now, practice catching yourself at the moment of hesitation. Feel the impulse to delay, but override it with action, no matter how small. In doing so, you reclaim your time, making every decision a decisive strike against procrastination. This habit of immediacy builds resilience, a Stoic trait that turns us from passive bystanders into active participants in our lives. Make your purpose clear. Know your why. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. If you lack a clear purpose, procrastination sneaks in like a thief in the night, stealing your ambition and diluting your energy. Epictetus's words echo across the centuries. Define who you want to become, and the path to get there will reveal itself. Having a strong why fuels you with a reason to act. Without a clear vision, every task seems less urgent, more optional. Picture yourself a year from now having achieved your goals. What does it look like? Now zoom out and think of all the steps needed to reach that place. When you have a purpose that you can feel deeply within, procrastination becomes less tempting because each task connects you to that bigger vision. The Stoics believed that living with purpose means you have a duty to fulfill, a call to action that surpasses personal comforts and moods. To solidify your purpose, write it down. Keep it visible. Make it specific. The clarity of your goal becomes your anchor during the moments when procrastination seems most seductive. Ask yourself, what am I here to accomplish today? When that answer is clear, each task, each action, even each small step, gains new meaning and urgency. Procrastination loses its power when your purpose becomes an essential part of who you are. Embrace the unpleasant. Turn discomfort into growth. If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. Marcus Aurelius. One of the main reasons we procrastinate is discomfort. We shy away from tasks that seem difficult, tedious, or stressful. But what if, instead of avoiding discomfort, we embraced it? Marcus Aurelius teaches that discomfort only has power over us if we let it. Procrastination is often a judgment about a task being too hard or not enjoyable enough. But in reality, it's our perception of discomfort, not the discomfort itself, that holds us back. Try shifting your perspective on discomfort. See each challenging task as a chance to build resilience, to strengthen your mental discipline. The Stoics were masters of facing adversity head-on. For them, every difficult task was a training ground, an opportunity to forge their inner strength. When you stop seeing discomfort as something to avoid, it becomes something you can work through, even find value in. Each uncomfortable moment is a chance to grow. To put this into practice, reframe tasks that you dread. Instead of thinking, "I don't want to do this," ask, "How will this help me grow?" Approach each uncomfortable task with curiosity rather than resistance. Procrastination fades when you see every challenge as an essential step toward the person you aim to become. Set smaller, winnable battles. Conquer one step at a time. Well-being is attained little by little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself. Zeno of Citium. One of the greatest mistakes in fighting procrastination is trying to tackle the entire task at once. Zeno reminds us that progress is made gradually, one step at a time. Procrastination often looms because we feel overwhelmed by the size of the task ahead. But by breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps, we make each part feel doable. Each small victory reinforces our momentum, creating a sense of progress that fights off procrastination. Imagine a massive boulder blocking your path. Trying to move it all at once feels impossible. But if you chip away at it bit by bit, progress becomes inevitable. The Stoics understood the power of gradual progress, knowing that every small act of discipline accumulates over time to form a life well lived. When you set a goal, divide it into micro-goals, each a winnable battle that adds up to the larger victory. Make a habit of identifying the smallest step you can take right now. Complete it, then move to the next one. With each step, your confidence grows, and the mountain of procrastination diminishes. Over time, this approach builds an unshakable habit of action. Procrastination thrives on overwhelm. It can't survive when you break tasks into bite-sized, achievable actions. Hold yourself accountable. Make a public pledge. Let us therefore set out wholeheartedly, leaving aside our many distractions, and exert ourselves in this single purpose, before we realize too late the swift and unstoppable flight of time. Seneca. Procrastination loves secrecy. When goals stay hidden, there's no one to question us if we delay or give up. Seneca reminds us that time waits for no one, urging us to take action with full commitment. Making a public pledge, even to one trusted friend, injects a layer of accountability that strengthens our resolve. Suddenly, you're no longer alone in your goals. Someone else is aware, and that awareness propels you forward. Think of a time when you made a promise to someone and followed through simply because you knew they were counting on you. This is the power of accountability. The Stoics valued community, recognizing that sharing intentions with others adds a layer of responsibility that makes procrastination harder to justify. When someone else knows what you're working toward, it becomes more challenging to let yourself off the hook. Find a friend, mentor, or colleague who supports your growth and share your intentions with them. Tell them your goal and set a check-in time to update them on your progress. Knowing that someone else is paying attention motivates you to push past procrastination, taking consistent action toward your goals. Detach from perfectionism. Focus on consistency over perfection. If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Don't wish to seem knowledgeable. Epictetus. Perfectionism and procrastination often go hand in hand, trapping us in a cycle where fear of imperfection prevents us from even beginning. Epictetus teaches us that true growth requires humility, the willingness to stumble and appear imperfect. Perfectionism is a mirage, a trap that convinces us that unless something is flawless, it's not worth doing. The Stoic mindset counters this by prioritizing consistent action over perfect outcomes, focusing on incremental improvement rather than unattainable ideals. Consider how often the thought of getting it right has delayed you. The belief that every task must be completed flawlessly paralyzes us, stalling our progress. But Stoicism teaches that there is virtue in simply showing up, in persisting despite imperfections. Epictetus reminds us that being content with appearing clueless or stupid in trivial matters frees us to concentrate on what's essential: progress, however imperfect. To practice this, try setting a goal to focus on frequency over flawlessness. Begin tasks with the intent to complete them consistently rather than perfectly. For example, if you're writing, focus on producing words daily, even if they're not polished. If you're working out, commit to showing up regularly, even if each session isn't your best. Each time you choose consistency over perfection, you break down the walls of procrastination and build a habit of reliable action. This approach also aligns with the Stoic view of gradual growth. Rather than fixating on an ideal outcome, see each attempt as a step forward. Perfection will always be out of reach, but consistency brings real results, fueling progress that keeps procrastination at bay. So, let go of the need for flawless execution and focus on one simple goal: showing up and doing the work. Over time, these consistent efforts accumulate, moving you closer to excellence without the crippling weight of perfectionism holding you back. Visualize the worst-case scenario. Use fear as a motivator. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man. Seneca. The fear of failure or discomfort often keeps us from taking action. Ironically, our avoidance of these fears can lead to even worse outcomes over time. Seneca challenges us to confront these fears head-on, reminding us that the worst that could happen is rarely as dreadful as we imagine. In Stoicism, this technique is called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, where you envision the worst possible outcome to lessen its power over you. When you catch yourself procrastinating, try a Stoic exercise. Visualize the worst-case scenario if you continue to delay. What will your life look like a year from now if you keep putting off your goals? Imagine the loss of potential, the regrets, and the opportunities that slip away. By picturing these consequences vividly, you give yourself a powerful reason to act now. This isn't to scare yourself into a spiral of anxiety, but to remind yourself that procrastination has real costs. On the flip side, consider the rewards of taking action now. Picture the satisfaction and growth that come from completing the task at hand. This dual vision, one of potential loss and one of possible gain, transforms fear from a paralyzing force into a motivating one. With each action, you're not only averting a negative outcome, but also stepping closer to your potential. The Stoics used this practice to detach from fear by confronting it directly, turning it from an obstacle into a source of strength. Practice self-discipline daily. Build your mental muscle. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Procrastination often wins because we haven't strengthened our self-discipline. Epictetus understood that true freedom comes from mastery over oneself, a strength that grows only through practice. Just like a muscle, self-discipline must be trained daily, even in small ways, to fortify your ability to take action without hesitation. Start with small, manageable challenges that encourage self-discipline. Set mini goals each day that require you to push against comfort, such as getting up early, finishing tasks within a set time, or even resisting unnecessary distractions. Each time you follow through, you strengthen your ability to act despite discomfort or temptation. These daily practices build up, creating a foundation of discipline that makes procrastination less powerful. The Stoics believed that small daily acts of discipline prepare us for the larger tests in life. By consistently practicing discipline, we teach ourselves to act without waiting for perfect motivation or the right mood. Over time, you'll find that you can push through procrastination effortlessly because you've developed a habit of action. Epictetus reminds us that when we are masters of ourselves, procrastination loses its hold, and we gain the freedom to shape our lives intentionally. Practice negative visualization. Imagine life without this accomplishment. Remember that all we have is on loan from fortune, which can reclaim it without our permission, indeed, without even advance notice. Seneca. In Stoic thought, we're encouraged to practice negative visualization by imagining life without the things or accomplishments we desire. This exercise isn't meant to foster negativity, but rather to appreciate the opportunity at hand and to inspire action. By picturing a future in which you've missed your chance or lost something valuable, you heighten your appreciation for what you can achieve right now. Imagine the goals you've set, then consider what your life would look like if you never pursued them. Would it leave a gap? Would you feel a sense of regret or lost potential? By imagining this absence, you start to see your current tasks as opportunities that may not come around again. Procrastination seems insignificant in the face of lost opportunity as we realize the value of seizing the moment. Let this visualization encourage you to act, to fill that potential gap with effort and commitment. Procrastination fades when you sense the preciousness of the present and the impermanence of opportunity. The Stoics believed that embracing life's fleeting nature helps us value what's in front of us and act with urgency, knowing that tomorrow is never guaranteed. Take responsibility for your time. Treat every moment as a sacred resource. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Epictetus. Our time is the most valuable resource we have, and yet procrastination convinces us to treat it lightly. Epictetus challenges us to demand the best for ourselves, reminding us that we are in control of how we spend each moment. When we procrastinate, we hand over control of our time to trivial distractions, allowing our most precious resource to slip through our fingers. To overcome procrastination, start by respecting your time as something sacred. Imagine each hour of your day as a coin you're given only once. When you put off a task, it's like losing that coin forever. The Stoics were deeply aware of life's fleeting nature, and they saw each day as a new opportunity to live with purpose. By taking responsibility for every moment, you shift your mindset from wasting time to investing it. Procrastination doesn't stand a chance when you view your time as a sacred resource that deserves intentional action. To practice this, begin each day by setting a clear intention. Decide on one meaningful task that will define your day and commit to it. At the end of each day, reflect on how you spent your time and ask yourself if you honored your purpose. When you make a habit of respecting your time, you strengthen your resolve to avoid procrastination and embrace action. Overcoming procrastination isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or flawless motivation. It's about embracing action and aligning with a purpose. The Stoics teach us that each step, no matter how small, brings us closer to growth and fulfillment. By practicing consistency, valuing our time, and confronting our fears, we can train ourselves to live with intention and resilience. Let these Stoic principles guide you daily, helping you act decisively and build a life of purpose and accomplishment.